Okay, in this video I want to look at how to calculate profit. And the most simple way to calculate profit in an exam, bearing in mind that often in the exam a question asking you to calculate profit will follow on from one on break even. And what this does, this way that I'm going to show you of calculating profit, enables you to use and build on the calculations you've already done for break even, which will have required you to deal with the contribution of the particular product in the business you're looking at. So the simple formula for calculating profit is total contribution minus fixed costs. And remember, our total contribution is calculated by finding out our contribution per unit and multiplying that by the number of units that are made and sold, or perhaps the number of units that are being forecast to be made or sold if we're looking at forecast profit for a business. The contribution per unit is the selling price minus the variable cost per unit. So if you imagine selling something to a customer for £100, if you incur £60 of variable cost, raw materials, perhaps some packaging, in order to make your product, the remaining £40 is contribution per unit. Now remember, that has two jobs. The first job is to go towards paying off the fixed costs, and as soon as it's done that, it starts contributing towards profit. And so that's why, if we can work out our total contribution and take away our fixed costs, any additional contribution left after we've taken away our fixed costs must therefore be our profit. Let's show you that with an example. I'll just move this whiteboard out of the way and replace it with another one with an example I've done. So I've partially completed an example here for a business. Let's say that a company comes out with a new e-reader to rival the Amazon Kindle, and they launch that product at a selling price of £95. And their variable cost per unit for making this product, this e-reader, is £47. And so if we take the 47 away from the 95, the remainder of the selling price that contributes towards firstly fixed costs and then profit is £48. Now let's assume that in their first year they sell 250,000 units of this particular product. So £48 contribution per unit times 250,000 units will give us a total contribution of some 12 million pounds. Okay, so let's assume that the fixed costs in developing this e-reader are 9,300,000 pounds. Now, if we take away our 9,300,000 pounds from our 12 million pounds of total contribution, so we'll put a minus sign in there, that will leave us with a profit figure of £2.7 million. So assuming that an earlier question had asked you to work out the break even for this particular product, you would already know the contribution per unit, and then you could simply use the information provided on the number of sales they were forecasting or did actually achieve to work out the total profit figure using this approach. So what I'd like to do now is give you an example to have a go at yourself, and perhaps if you're one of my students, we'll set this for homework, and if you're a student watching this from another school or college, perhaps you could have a go at it and get your teacher to check it for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to change some of these details here. So we'll just wipe these ones out of the way. And we'll replace them. Let's say this time we're dealing with a company developing a new computer game, perhaps a new PSP game or something like that. Okay, and they're looking to sell this new game for a price of £30. And in developing it, they've incurred fixed costs of £1,645,000. Okay. Now their variable cost for making the game is £12.50. Okay, so your challenge now is to work out what will be the total profit that this particular company would make on this computer game in the first year, assuming that they sell 106,000 units of this product. So we're going to assume that they sell 106,000 units, 106,000 copies of this game across the world. So see if you can find out what the profit would be. And as I say, get your teacher to check it, or if you're one of my students and you're doing this for homework, hand it in and I'll let you know if you got it right. Hope you found this useful. All for now.